Thanks for staying on. It's a big relief for persecuted minorities from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. Centre has decided to exempt them from deportation even if they arrive without passport or valid travel documents. Ministry of Home Affairs in a Gazette notification on Tuesday notified the rules for Immigration and Foreigners Exemption Act. As per these rules, persecuted minorities from the neighbourhood, namely Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, these persecuted minorities are Christians, Jains, Buddhists and Hindus. If these people come to India even without valid travel documents by December 31st, 2024, then government will not deport them. Earlier, the Citizenship Amendment Act had said persecuted minorities from these three countries will be granted citizenship if they have arrived before 2014. So now this is further relief for them. Yes, they may not be granted citizenship if they arrive in 2024 December, but they will not even be deported. So they continue to live here in India. To understand the repercussions of this further, Aman Sharma is joining me on the broadcast. Aman, Bengal is going into elections and the issue of persecuted minorities is a big political issue there. What is going to be the repercussion of this if we speak specifically of Bengal?
Arunima, this is something that persecuted minorities, the government has had on its agenda for very, very long. The CAA law, as you know, was brought in for this particular purpose, that persecuted minorities in other countries, it's easier for them to come to India. Now what we're learning that the relief which is coming, and this is coming just ahead, also of, as you say, the elections coming up in Bihar and West Bengal, very significant. These changes which have been brought in the law and the cutoff date being extended, till December 2024. This is also very significant because this gives the much needed relief which was required, I would say, to the persecuted minorities which are coming here. The centre bringing around these rules and as we have been reporting since yesterday also that these new rules which have also been notified that the states and UTs also must set up detention centres to hold foreigners barred from entering India, which you had reported yesterday also. All these steps showing that the government is moving ahead firmly on its agenda that persecuted minorities are welcome in India, but when it comes to those who are doing anti-national activities, they will be barred from entering India.
Also, Aman, there's a very clear path that the government is taking. Clear distinction, isn't it? On one hand, there are illegal immigrants from Bangladesh or from Myanmar, Rohingyas and illegal Bangladeshis, on which the government is very clear they will have to go back. Home Minister has said this. Prime Minister has said this during rallies in Bihar. But at the same time, persecuted minorities in these three countries in our neighbourhood, government is taking a very different approach towards them.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I was saying, this is the stated policy of the government also, that these persecuted minorities which are there in these three countries were effectively, a part of Bharat earlier. So we are welcoming them home because they are being, not being treated fairly in the countries that they presently live in, and that is why the rules are being relaxed. But when it comes to illegal migrants, where the government has very clearly said that states and UTs must set up detention centers to hold them, and they are barred from entering India, and stiff steps will be taken to ensure that they do not enter India at any cost.
Right. Once again, viewers, just to get you up to speed as to what really has happened, Ministry of Home Affairs has issued a notification. This is a Gazette notification where the rules under the Immigration and Foreigners Act have been notified. Earlier, there were separate acts which were governing several aspects of how foreigners should be allowed in this country. All of them were put together and one particular law was framed. On Tuesday, the rules for that particular law were notified. There are obligations that have been put on carriers. They will have to ensure that if somebody is not being allowed inside this country, it's the obligation of the carriers to take them back. There are obligations on border security forces and Coast Guard that if someone is trying to enter illegally, what is the procedure to be followed to ensure that they do not enter the country. But the most important point that Aman is also highlighting is the fact that the government is willing to offer more relief to people who might have come to this country without a valid passport, without a valid travel document. If they are part of this group of Hindus, Buddhists, Jains or Christians, and they have had to flee persecution in Afghanistan, Pakistan or Bangladesh, then Government of India is willing to take a large-hearted view of their situation, not force them to go back to the persecution. Aman, but the distinction that the centre is making, if you have to apply for citizenship, the cutoff date is 2014. However, if you have come here between 2014 and 2024, government is willing to be large-hearted and not force you to go back and face persecution, you'll be allowed to stay put in this country and not be deported.
Well, yes, Arunima, and that was also a demand from these persecuted minorities. You know, many big numbers, they live in Rajasthan, in the border areas of the country. Many of these people who had come said that the cutoff date of 2014 is not fair to them because they'll have to be deported back. So the whole purpose of them fleeing their particular country, coming to India in the past few years, would be defeated if they are sent back. I think the government is being cognizant of these difficulties that the people who've already come are facing, and that is why the cutoff date is now being extended to December 2024, so that these people don't need to go back. You know, the CAA rule in a way being liberalized, I would say, in the favor of these persecuted minorities who are already here, so they don't have to suffer more difficulties, and that is what the government's, you know, always the idea of bringing the CAA law always was as well.
Right, but what is the kind of reaction that we're seeing from West Bengal, Aman? Because like we have been discussing, that is the state which will benefit most, I think. The Matua community there, which BJP has been trying to woo. I think some Bengal BJP leaders are already thanking the Home Minister and the Prime Minister for this relief.
And you know, since the new CA law had come, Arunima, in the Matua headquarters, you know, Thakurbari of West Bengal, already the citizenship progress had started. You know, camps had been set up, and the government was also trying to fast track, you know, giving citizenship to the people of the Matua community who have been demanding this for very long. So this particular development also works in the BJP's favor in the poll-bound state of West Bengal, because a large Matua community, which is considered to be close to the BJP and, you know, is expected to vote for the BJP as well. It's a big relief to them, this particular development, that the cutoff date being extended till December 2024.
Right. Kamalika Singh Gupta also here with me. Kamalika, you know, the same question that I was putting to Aman. West Bengal BJP leaders are reacting, thanking the Home Minister, thanking the Prime Minister. For them, even if this is not directly amending the Citizenship Amendment Act and the rules therein, where the cutoff date continues to be 2014, in effect, allowing these people to be in India till 2024 also means a huge deal to the BJP, especially in Bengal, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely a boost up for BJP, and the big question here was there was a confusion like SIR will be implemented definitely now in Bengal. So the people who have come after 2014 from specifically Bangladesh in these areas, those who are Hindus, they were in two minds, and there was a confusion happening there, which obviously the Trinamool was trying to encash that thing, and they were trying to making this issue. So in that perspective, this is also a big relief for BJP, because they will be now saying that it is not that people till 2014 but people till 2024 who have come. We know that when the situation was difficult in Bangladesh and when there was change of guard in Bangladesh, at that point of time, whether the people from that region came to this region who are Hindu, who has been tortured out there, that is also a big question whether they are here or not. So if they have come here, they would have also get the protection. That is something which is a big boost for those people, and definitely for the Hindu vote bank, and specifically for BJP. So definitely from the morning today, we have seen Shantanu Thakur, who is the Matua Mahasangh, he is the man there and he is the minister of BJP. We know that more than in Bengal, as far as assembly election is concerned, is next year, and more than 16, about 60 seats, 50 to 60 seats has major Matua influence on that. So this is definitely something which is a good news for the BJP as far as Matua vote is concerned.
Kamalika, just elaborate that a little, Kamalika. I mean, what was the concern here? Even now, it's not as if you have come in 2015 or 2016, you become a citizen. That is not what this rule is saying. It is saying you will not be deported. So on ground, even if you don't become a citizen, if you're a Matua and you're not becoming a citizen, how is it still helping that community and that, in effect, BJP's politics there? What is the ground level situation that's going to change because of this notification?
See, this is a very important question which you have raised. The fact that people who have come from the other side, they were those tortured people of the minorities in other countries like Bangladesh. So for them to stay, to get a shelter is very important for the first thing. So people who after like before 2014 who have come here, they were like for the very long time they were staying here. But after that, if we see the condition of recently last 1 year or something more than 2-3 years, then the people who have come from that region because of these tortures, and specifically for last 1 year, if they have come from there, for them right now shelter is important, number one. Number two is as SIR will come and there is a confusion going on there, then what happens to the people who are not citizens? So at least they will not be deported back, they will stay here, and later on, if like this thing is extended, if that citizenship is also given to them, that is something which BJP can convince them that, see, you are Hindu, you are from them, you are tortured from there, and that is the reason there is the Indian government will not deport you, number one. Number two is later on there is a chance that they can become a voters of this place and obviously a citizen of this place if this is extended. That light is there. So people who are coming from other side who have been tortured and who have come because they have no other way but to come this side, BJP at least can try to campaign on this perspective that, see, people up to 2014 who came here, who did not had any other choice, they are becoming citizens, number one. Number two, people after that, even in 2024, people who are coming, this government is a government which is not deporting them. They understand the problem of the people out there, and that is the reason for which they will be here. And later on, if may happen, if their citizenship might be given, whether that type of light will be given to them or not, that obviously the BJP will decide. But definitely a big boost for them, no doubt, because as far as SIR is concerned, there was a confusion going on in these areas and that was creating trouble for them. That is why we see Shantanu Thakur, who is the face of the Matuas and who is also the minister, he has come up and he has congratulated, he has thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the central government. Not only that, Shukanta Mojumdar, he has also come up. On the other hand, the Trinamool Congress from very first day, their point was that if you are declared that you are not a citizen of this country, then you are becoming a foreigner, and then, you know, all this CAA things is not something which is truly correct. That is a campaign which is being done by Trinamool Congress.
I can see Niloy is also joining us. Kamalika, give me a moment. Aman, just taking off from what Kamalika was saying, could this be a precursor to the CAA deadline getting extended further sometimes in future? Because there was this sense within the Bharatiya Janata Party constituency that cutting off at 2014 is not good enough because people are still suffering, especially in light of what has happened in Bangladesh, in light of the Hindu community there getting repeatedly targeted. So could this amendment or could these rules for the Immigration and Foreigners Act be the first step before we see changes to the Citizenship Amendment Act deadline as well?
Yes, Arunima, it's very important to differentiate this, as you are correctly saying. What have been amended are the Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025, and that is what has been amended. And the particular provision which has been amended mentions, and I read it out, that the provisions, person belonging to minority community in Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan, namely Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi and Christian, who were compelled to seek shelter in India due to religious persecution or fear of religious persecution and entered into India on or before the 31st December 2024. Even if they entered without any valid documents, including passport or other travel documents, or with valid documents, including the passport or other travel documents, they will not be deported. So this is the change which has come in the Immigration and the Foreigners Act 2025. That is the new law which has been amendment which has been brought in. Of course, this will have a bearing, I would believe, also on the CAA ultimately, because, you know, the purpose of all these religious persecuted minorities coming to India is to get citizenship of India, and that is what the CAA provides for. We'll have to wait and see what impact this has on the CAA, but currently this particular amendment is to give immediate relief from deportation for these people who entered before 31st December 2024.
Yes, these are exemptions that have been notified under the Act. Ministry of Home Affairs has clarified that these are the categories of people who will not be exempted in spite of the law of the land. Niloy, what will be the impact of this notification, this order from Ministry of Home Affairs on Northeast, specifically Assam, where the issue of people coming in from Bangladesh is such a hot political potato?
See, giving the pretext of Bangladesh situation and the present scenario in Bangladesh when atrocities on Hindus are on. So, but if you look into it in another perspective with the 2026 election and a huge population from Barakpur and other parts of the state, where the Bengali population, Hindu Bengali population is there. So definitely, yes, the Chief Minister also have reiterated a couple of days back in his rally that the Hindu Bengalis who have migrated into Bangladesh, in India from Bangladesh, need not worry. The doubtful citizen tag is not there anymore, and persecution shall not be carried out on them. And after this, now this extended date comes into play. So, but yes, definitely there has been a strong opposition to this. The earlier date also, where the Assam Accord is there, when an Assam Accord clearly mentions 1971 March 31st as the cutoff date for any person or of the either from the Hindu or Bengal, the Hindu community, or from the minority Muslim community from Bangladesh or any part of these other countries coming into Assam should be tried and sent back. And then comes the NRC, where NRC also mentions about 19 lakh population, which are still out of the purview of NRC, and which includes these people also who do not have documents. For those Hindu population whose name is not there in the NRC, and they do not have proper documents to certify themselves. So for them, definitely it's a big relief. It's a huge relief. And also to BJP out here, BJP, because if you see the elections are there in 2026, somewhere between March, April, and in Barak Valley, in North Banks, in Upper Assam stretches, and in Lower Assam stretches, there are huge populations of minority Bengali populations. So they hear this new the MHA rule will definitely have a very positive impact and would definitely help the ruling government and the ruling party a lot in this in the coming run up to the elections.
All right, Niloy, thank you so much for helping us understand what the impact of this rule is going to be. But do hold on, Kamalika and Aman also continue to be here with me. Kamalika, let's go back once again to understand the basic. There was some concern when the Citizenship Amendment Act rules were notified. I think on ground there was some concern that you have been working, with some central government or state government agency for years together. Now, if you go back and declare that you came here before 2014 and apply for citizenship under the CAA rules, what happens to your status all these years? Wasn't there some concern about it when Citizenship Amendment Act rules were notified? And now with these immigration and foreigners exemption rules getting notified, is that concern also getting taken care of?
Yeah, definitely this is also there, because this question was there because a lot of them, the Matua specifically, they have been in government jobs, they have been in central government jobs, they have been in state government jobs. So this, how this will be reviewed or how this will be looked into and how these forms will pass, that is something which they were concerned. But on the other hand, as we know that there has been camps which has been set up in various places in this Matua dominated areas, and none other than the Home Minister has also assured them whenever he has come to Bengal, he has assured this community by stating that nothing will happen to them. These things will get adjusted as per obviously the procedure is. So the procedure in one way says that if you have come from that place and if you are religiously your minority from that area and you have come due to torture and other things, and if you are Hindu, then you will get citizenship. That is the end result. That's what the BJP has been campaigning. And so all these camps and helplines are there which will be helping them and which have helped them. That's what the view is there on the ground. But there is obviously an opposite view also, which has been propagated by the Trinamool Congress by saying that there is a lot of confusion, and if you have to really say that you are foreigner and then you were doing a government job, then how these two things go together. But all those narrative, all those campaigns of Trinamool Congress has been thwarted by the BJP. They have come up with the campaign. But now this thing is obviously something which is a relief for not only the people of Bengal, but these people of Bengal who have come from other side, specifically in last 1 year, also for the northeast, and because there is a huge, we know that in Bangladesh the situation is bad, the situation was very bad last year, and that point of time if some people have come here, it's a respite for them. So BJP is definitely going to campaign on that angle, and they are going to look into the nitty-gritties so that that there is no confusion on ground, because the moment the SIR will be implemented in Bengal, the SIR revision, the process will start in Bengal, all these questions will come up. So how they deal with these questions at that point of time, because definitely they are not becoming the citizens. What the amendment, the notification clearly says. But
Right.
the fact
Kamalika,
that they
give me
will
a moment.
remain
Give me a
here-
moment.